made it out of bed before 7 a.m. today. Huh, Rex. Kind of early, but the sun's been up since 5:30, so, you got to get pretty early if you want to keep track of the weather. Early bird gets the best forecast, or does he? I spend so much time looking at the weather before I go to sleep, and when I wake up, I get so much in my head. By the time I get out here, I forget half of what I was going to talk about. Anyhow, the air is coming in from the north today. Rex, can you run the other way, please? And the north is not that great when you're talking about trying to get a 70-degree day. It's not a really tight pressure gradient. It's a beautiful morning, beautiful in Boston, unlike the sports teams last night. That was ugly, unless you like fighting in hockey and you don't care if the Bruins win or lose. Red Sox were doing well until the 10th inning. Anyhow, how much weather is there? More than I can handle. The air coming in from the north right now. Beautiful morning. The sun came up at 5:30. The moon's coming up at about 8:40. The moon is going to be in the evening sky, and it should be... Red Sox are playing in the afternoon today, so that's going to be beautiful. What's the temperature going to be? Do you know that I break most of my gardening tools? Oh, I got to do a segment on that. 2 machetes and a spade right there. And what about the forecast? We're going to break the forecast. Today we were going for 70 in Boston yesterday, but I don't think that's going to happen because as the tide comes in, low tide at 9 a.m., high tide 3 p.m., as the tide's coming in at midday, the pressure gradient slack, we are going to end up with a sea breeze. So at the Boston seaport, it's only going to be about 60 degrees. Fenway will probably be 65, and Norwood will be 70. Norwood, Massachusetts, 0.15 inches of rain, same as Blue Hill yesterday, while Logan, that weak rain gauge, comes in with 0.07. And are we done with the rain? I don't think so. The forecast has changed. Another thing I spent studying this morning was the Blue Hill Almanac. I love that. Andrew and Matt, thank you for keeping that data coming. I saw that the record snowfall for today is 3 inches from 1917, so I spent a bunch of time looking at the winter of 1916-17, and it was record warm in January and record cold in March and April and May, and I saw some letters from the soldiers in the north of Europe where it was World War I. They said it snowed every day in the United Kingdom for about 90 days in a row into springtime. Anyhow, anything can happen this time of year. We're still in Harveyological winter. All right, so today is a beautiful day. It's just going to be a little cooler with the sea breeze. Incidentally, when the tide turns around at 3 p.m., I think the sea breeze turns around, and all of a sudden Boston does jump into the 60s. What are those gulls doing? Always somebody trying to distract me. Gulls are fighting over something down there. I can't see them. So sea breeze reverses. We get a beautiful moon in the sky tonight. And then tomorrow, we have flash flooding right now in Oklahoma and near Tulsa, 2 or 3 inches of rain. That low is going to go up into Pennsylvania, and now initial wave of low pressure on a warm front is going to come through here, and it does look like clouds are coming back tomorrow, maybe with rain from Connecticut to Cape Cod. That low is going to race away into the ocean as colder air and a confluent flow from the north come in, but it's also a flow from the south to our south in the mid-Atlantic, and the battle zone has changed to the north with the guidance. All the guidance now, none of them have 70 degree, even 70 next week on Thursday. They've lowered the temperature in the guidance for Thursday from the 80s to the 60s, and there's this one model called the Deutsch Euro Maas mix, and it only has the highest temperature next week of 67 in Boston. That would be on Friday. So next week's forecast is changing, and I brought a little illustration here to help you try and understand why. See, I got a bag here with 2 different balls in it. I've got a bocce ball and a volleyball, and when you throw this bag up in the air, it does not go in a very... See how it wobbled around there a little bit? That's what's going to happen. Oh, I see what's going on. There's a hawk and a couple of crows up there. Anyhow, the 2 balls in a bag, that's the analogy for what's going to happen next week with the low pressure system that's going to form on the front that's going to stall. So the initial low takes off tomorrow night into Saturday, but lingering front will have new low pressure developing on it south of Nantucket on Saturday. It may keep us wet now from Connecticut to Cape Cod on Saturday. Northern New England's going to be beautiful and warmer. And next week, those balls in the bag are going to be low pressure systems dumbbelling around a closed upper level low off the mid-Atlantic states. And it looks like we may have rain backing in here to eastern Massachusetts Monday night and Tuesday. And we may keep the onshore flow going into Wednesday and Thursday. That's why it gets so much colder in the guidance for next Thursday. While northern New England, southeastern Canada may have record warm or even hot weather, that may prevent J-Peak from opening again next weekend. Will I do a snowcast today? Definitely, maybe. I wanted to talk more about the moons and the tides. Surf is definitely going to build. I have so much to say. Why do I keep doing it? Well, I just love the weather, so I can't stop, and you'll hear a lot more from me on Twitter today. Talk to you soon.